Hello, everyone. Today I have a great pleasure to speak with Lorrie, who is our new member of Personal Branding Program community. Lorrie, you are in California, but originally you are from France. So can you share a little bit more about yourself, your story, and how you become who are you today?
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on this evening. Yes, my story began 40 years ago when I gave birth to my first child. She was born with a heart defect, and I had taken a medication, nausea medication, that had caused this birth defect, and we didn't know that. And so she died 2.5 months later. And my goal right then became that I would have a healthy family, and that was the goal. So my husband and I decided to have 2 more children, and we did, and they ended up being very healthy. And then my mother started having problems with menopause. And she read an article about reflexology. She went to this reflexology and started having great results and started taking herbs to feed her body and to help her. And she got better. So my father saw this, and he got myself a gift certificate to go to this reflexologist. So I did. And she's working on my feet. And when I was in university, I had a dear friend who got into natural health, and she was talking about iridology, where you read the iris of the eye that tells you your weaknesses and strengths and what you can do to improve your health. So I said, do you do iridology? She said, yes, I do. I said, can I have it done tomorrow? And she's like, okay. So she did that, and she gave me a program, a nutritional program, and all the things I needed to do. I did it. And in 6 weeks, my health improved tremendously. And my friends and family were all asking, what are you doing? I lost like 12 pounds, and my energy was back. I had started having skin rashes and just wasn't feeling myself. I was tired and run down. And so I started feeling better. And what happened was I couldn't stop studying about nutrition, about food, and how you could eat healthy foods to make you feel better, and how you could use certain plants to help you. And my husband was writing me notes, because I'd stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. He'd write me a note and he'd say, oh, Lorrie, it's either herbs or me, right? However, of course, that slowed down. And as I got into herbs and vitamins, I noticed that my clients, they were getting better physically. And one night, a client called me in the middle of the night, and she says, Lorrie, I'm having like an anxiety attack. And I said, oh, you'll be all right. Just take your B vitamins. And she says to me, Lorrie, there's more to this than just taking, B vitamins. And I thought, she's totally right. I have to find other things to help my clients with their mental and emotional challenges, as well as their physical challenges. So I started studying flower essences, which I don't know if you know, Bach remedies, rescue remedy. Yeah. And so I became a certified flower essence practitioner, and I started giving my clients flower essences with their herbal programs, nutrition programs, and they started feeling better. And then one day I walked into a health food store, and there were essential oils there in a little book. So I grabbed the book, I opened it up, and it said, 10 drops in a bath to relax the family of lavender, and clary sage to help with headaches, and orange to uplift you. So I bought the 3 little oils. I took them home. And my son had been stuttering since the age of 4. He had been in speech therapy, and he was now 8 years old, and he was embarrassed. He didn't really want to go to speech therapy. He felt stupid, and he would get stuck on the words, you see, you see, you see, you see. This is what he would do. And a lot of people aren't patient with that. They say, well, just speak up, just get it out of your mouth, right? And we knew, as his parents and as his little sister knew, that we just listened and waited for him to finish, and then he would go into his sentence. However, this was very embarrassing for him. So I started putting the 10 drops of lavender in each person's bath, and I did it for 30 days, each night, just to relax everyone. After 30 days, he stopped stuttering. So I said, wow, if this can do this for my son, what can I do for my clients now? How can I help them if I add essential oils into flower with flower essences and now their herbal programs? So this became something that I added in everybody's program. I was really studying and started studying aromatherapy, became a certified aromatherapist at that time too. And then my son had a horrible accident where a 200-pound gate fell on his neck because my husband was a farmer and they were moving sheep. And so then it was learning massage and orthobionomy and how to work with him, and then using the oils and all the nutritional things. And he got better, of course. So I developed a whole line of essential oil products. And a company called me up on the phone and they said, we'd like you to be our independent consultant and develop our full line of products. They're a Fortune 500 company. And of course, I would love to do that, right? Because I love to develop things and make things and help people. So I did this for them. And what it did was it allowed me to go to the south of France, where I started studying advanced chemistry of essential oils. And I was there, and when I was there, I was also searching for an organic supplier of essential oils. And my professor said to me, Lorrie, what else are you doing here besides taking this class? And I said, well, I need to find a supplier. So he took me down into this old, French barn that they had converted into a laboratory. And they showed me their oils. I smelled them and I said, wow, these are phenomenal. I'll take them back to the laboratory in the US and we'll do some little testing on the essential oils. And also we will do our organic liptic testing with all the other suppliers to see which one we pick. So in the meantime, I'm still there in France. I'm taking this class. And the last night, all the students go out, and the person who was the business partner of my professor, we asked him to go out with us. And he went there with us, and he and I got together and started dancing. And I said, this guy's for me. This is it. I know it. So we ended up being together, and my husband and we got married, and we have an 18-year-old daughter. So I had another child at 42 years of age. And thanks to herbs and vitamins and essential oils and flower essences, the birth was at home, beautiful birth. And now she's 18 years old. And so I've been living on an organic farm in France. So I wasn't able to continue my work in the US anymore. I had a small company and I was teaching all of the United States aromatherapy. And my husband said, Lorrie, you're really going to have to settle down, because I had the computer this way, the diaper bag this way, and the baby in the front pack, and I was going back to the US teaching classes. There was nothing that was going to stop me. He's like, you're going to have to we're going to have to do something here with you, you can't be doing this all back and forth all the time. So what happened was I took over a company that was owned by one of the first people who started natural cosmetics in France, Fabrice Bardot. And the goal was to transform all the products into organic. And so I did that it took me 11 and a half years, but I did. It was 120 products. So then I became business partners with two other French guys. I was the only woman on the board, right? And I started traveling to China, Spain, teaching aromatherapy, but with these products, because all these products dealt around essential oils. They were all based on essential oils. And we also were adding my other part of myself, herbal extracts to them. And so they were really working on people, not only on their beauty, but outside, but also inside. And then what happened was, in 2014, I decided that I couldn't do that anymore. I had to go back to really teaching. And I got a gig with the same company I had started with in 1998. They rehired me. They called me on the phone and said, Lorrie, we need to reignite our our line of products. Ever since you left, it really hasn't been the same. And what happened was I still, 20 years later, still had a base of people that that still wanted to follow me. So it really has been an incredible experience. And so what I did is I decided to develop an international aromatherapy school, because I wanted to share all my information that I had gathered over all these years, because now it's 32 years, right, of experience. And so I have students who are doing wonderful things, like things with bed sores, 4-degree bed sores. They're healing those kinds of things up with their students and their case studies, the research they're doing, and how it's expanding out. I have clients in Belgium, I have clients in Mexico, in Canada, the United States, Turkey. It's growing, and I'm so happy to be able to teach and share and certify people to become clinical aromatherapists, because I have a level 1, level 2, level 3 in my school. And then we have a niche that we really work on, because, that story was still back in my head, and about the client who woke me up at 2:00 in the morning. And we work with people on an emotional level is what we're really doing. We're teaching our aromatherapists how to really dial in and work with their clients emotionally too, as they work with them on a physical level. Because we're seeing that people, when they have a physical problem, it's usually an emotional challenge or mental challenge that has caused that. So we have this niche of teaching that. And we do live events, and where the students come and they're with us, or we do live streaming, which now is great, right? We were already prepared for live streaming.
Only possible right now, right?
So that's what we're doing. We're really working with people on all levels, and teach them how to work with people on all levels through the use of essential oils. And that's really my story, Ed.
Lorrie, thank you so much. It's an amazing story, and your journey from beginning, when you realize that how important is health, and then you find your passion and implement on your family first, and then now you have a passion to teach other people as well. So, Lorrie, we are facing like health crisis, global health crisis, and you are in aromatherapy world. How do you see you can help now people? And with your knowledge, with your experience, with your classes, and what people have to care about from your point of view to keep their health?
Well, I think people to care, what they need to care about for their emotional care, their personal emotional care is really getting themselves where they're breathing on a daily basis. Because just breathing helps get us centered, get us dialed down, because there's so much media, so many things going on. Who to believe, what's fake news, what's really going on in this world. Who do I listen to? Who do I don't listen to? There's all this indecision. And indecision makes anxiety, doesn't it? It just ties you up. So for me, the best thing to do is to get everyone to just start breathing. Just 3 deep breaths, 1 minute of breathing, mindful breathing in the morning when they get up. And then if they have a favorite essential oil that they already know about, like lavender or Roman chamomile or clary sage, something that's calming and soothing, in the evening to help them sleep, because they got to sleep, right? Otherwise, their minds are going like this all the time, right? So what I ask them to do is to just take a short sniff of it and do their breathing to calm down, or diffuse those essential oils like lavender, chamomile, ylang ylang, or clary sage in the room 10 minutes before they go to bed to help calm them down. In the morning, we've got to get ourselves up and get into a routine. Otherwise, we go under the covers and we go into freeze mode, right? Because really, there's the 3 F's. There's fear, there's where you're frozen, there's flight, and there's fight. And we all go through this process during the coronavirus. We really do. And this is why we've been doing some free webinars to help people go through to find out where they're at in that process. And so if you can get them to get into a routine, get yourself in a routine is what I would suggest, and use an essential oil that uplifts you, that gets you out of that fear or frozen process and pulls you out of it, like clove, cinnamon. Those are warming and they really bring out positivity, right? Then there's orange and lemon and bergamot and lime. All your citruses just really uplift you. And there's, if you look at, for example, neroli, the orange blossom, and you look at lavender, those two essential oils have a lot of linalool in those. And that's what also helps you with your stress. That's the chemical constituent that helps you with your stress. So those can uplift you. And there's been studies done like in South Korea, where women that had high blood pressure, they just took a little strip and put like a cloth strip, put neroli essential oil on it, set it down next to the person, and just had them sit there and just breathe for 10 minutes, just relax. They saw in the study that some women, their blood pressure went down, not all of them. However, what they found was they felt less stressed. They were more open to enjoying themselves with a family member. There was things that were positive about it, just releasing their stress. So this is, if we can do that and then look at what else are we needing to do? Concentration, right? Focusing in. What is the best thing that I should be doing for myself, my family at this time? Like, is it focusing in on your business? Is it focusing in on your health more? Because this is an opportunity for us to be able to do that. Can I start an exercise program, right? And start doing exercises while I'm in this situation? Or is it, can I spend more time with my kids because I'm always working, so I never get to read them a story, So I think it's if you can focus in on what your priorities are when you're in this, then you can embrace the situation that we're in, focus, and some essential oils to help you focus are like rosemary, basil, grapefruit. Those really help give you clarity, and grapefruit is good to help with self-confidence. That smell of that citrus oil there. It's got a lot of limonene in it, like orange and lime. So that's what I would suggest.
Great advices. I really appreciate, Lorrie. Thank you for sharing. And for female entrepreneurs who are part of our group and who are considering now, what is my next step? What kind of business I can do? What is your, because you have 30 and something years experience from this industry and field, is this attractive business for people who might consider start doing aromatherapy? What will be your suggestion for them who have curiosity to learn more and go deeper and actually maybe use as a next profession? What will be your advice?
I think it's a great thing to be in, because it's the one healing modality that hits on every aspect of the human being. So we can use essential oils for our spirituality, for meditation, prayer. We can use essential oils for our emotional balance because they work on our emotional center in our brain. We can work them for our physical body because they have antibacterial properties, analgesic. And we can use them on our mental aspect, like focusing in and helping us with anxieties and things like that. So I think it is something that is going to only grow. And more people are using essential oils. However, to really know how to use them, that's the real story behind it. It's the safety. It's knowing the effectiveness. This is why people need to be certified aromatherapists and then go on to become registered aromatherapists. Because yes, I've got a little bottle right here and I can just spray that all around, but maybe I don't know what's in it and I don't know how that spray is going to affect the fish that are in my fish tank, my kitty cat, my puppies, and my 2-month-old baby. And this is where you need to have the education, and it's a perfect time to do it. You can do this in a year and get your, and if you want to be clinical, it's a 2-year program, but that seems normal. But to be a level 1 certified aromatherapist, it's 1 year, and you learn so much because you are learning how to do research. You're finding out why those essential oils work, why you need to know the safety, and the reason why you're not using these. And then you're able to really help others. You're able to put them on the right track and help them with their health. So I think it's the perfect time for people to come into this line of work. And that's why I'm so happy to be able to share it,
And Lorrie, your company and your how you are teaching people, how that works, how people who are curious to work with you and to study aromatherapy, how is there academy, so they have some period of time when they can apply? Can you share a little bit more in terms of operation of your business and your academy, how that works, so how people can join you?
Okay, so my school is an NAHA approved school. So we are an approved school. We're an approved international school. It's the Lorrie Hargis International School of Aromatherapy. And what you can do is pretty much you can join anytime. We do have quarterly times where we give deadlines for people to join, but you can join anytime. We have weekly group coaching calls. So that way you're always in contact with us and you can ask us any questions you want, no matter where you are in the world. We have a group chat every single Tuesday. So again, for 30 minutes, you can ask us any questions you have. We have a curriculum manager who looks over all the case studies, who has 40 years of experience teaching master students. I guess they were like her children, right? Master students. And she was teaching students who were teaching children who had dyslexia, had all kinds of learning challenges. So if you come into our school, we also are able to help you with any kind of learning challenges that you have, which is people have those. And I know I have dyslexia, so I understand it. And of course, our whole team does. So this is something we help you on a regular basis every single week. You have, what you do is you come in, it's all online. Everything is online. You have the modules there. They come out each week. You have quizzes. You have homework. And it takes about 5 to 6 hours per week is what you would be putting in. And then, of course, you have your case studies. So we want you to start working with people immediately. Really dive in, because the thing is you can read all you want, right? But hands-on experience is really what gets you involved in it and gets you to really understand it. Yeah, it's the way it is.
Beautiful, Lorrie. So I believe you can share with us the link of your school, so people who
okay,
want to
sure,
get more information, they can find and they can contact you in our group, I believe, on the Facebook as well, to get more information, because we have a health issue right now, and I think this is a great chance for all of you who are passionate about how to serve yourself and your family, and then other people in your community. This is actually a great time to learn about aromatherapy. Is definitely one of the way to think about your career in the future. And maybe if you can just give us idea where it's good to go and see the flowers, which actually we can create essential oils from them.
Okay. Yes. I've been to Sri Lanka, right? And in Sri Lanka, you have cinnamon, you have clove, you have nutmeg, you have many other plants there. I mean, it's incredible. So if you ever get a chance to go there, you've got to go. It's such an experience there. You can spend hours and days in their gardens that they have, because they not only have spices, but they've got orchids. You've got lotus that they make an absolute into, right? That's made into perfumes and things like that. I mean, they go out and pick the lotuses and they bring them in. It's a gorgeous experience. Then, of course, on the Mediterranean, we have helichrysum, which is for pain, and that's in Corsica, and it's in Italy, And in Italy, you have the bergamot, which, as we know, is in Earl Grey tea, huh? And that is something that you could only get in Italy. That's it. Calabria, Italy is the only place that you can get. And Italy, you know, wow, what a place, huh? The food, the agriculture, it's just beautiful there. And then when I went to China, that was a whole nother experience, because in China, people are really attracted to flowers and trees more there. So when I like gave them the smell of vetiver, they were like, you know, they really like jasmine and rose and pine and sandalwood. They really connected there with that.
Sorry,
And you,
what part of China you had?
I was in Beijing.
Beijing.
In the north part. I never got to go down into the south. I'd love to go back, you know, there's so many places to see. That was another experience, because I had never seen so much pollution in my life. Yeah. And when I arrived there, you know, it was just like, I thought it was fog, but they said, no, Lorrie, it's smog. But then the wind came and the rain, it blew it out, and it was so gorgeous, beautiful, right? And it's not really made in essential oil, but it's in the Asteria family, which is like the chamomile family, right? In the mountains there above Beijing, around Beijing, I should say, there is a beautiful plant, and I don't know the botanical name of it right now, but you can use that to help relax you and soothe you. And so there was some nice plants like that there. You can get geranium from China too. Rosewood in China also. And then I also enjoy Portugal, because in Portugal you've got the eucalyptus trees, right? I mean, they have the most beautiful eucalyptus there. And then in Spain you've got cistus, and cistus is good for like shock and trauma. It's a good one to be using right now. Where else have I been that's just been so, my next trip is to Bulgaria, because I also take independent clients that have their own businesses that are online, and they want to develop, you know, essential oil products. And that's really kind of what our clinical aromatherapy is, teaching people how to develop their own line of products too. And so I have a client in Bulgaria, so I will be going to Bulgaria. I was hoping to go for the Rose campaign, right?
Next year.
Next year. I don't think I'll get to go. So yes, I would say each place in the world has something that grows well there that makes a nice essential oil. The thing is that we have to always remember is we have to have the sun. Mm-hmm. Because plants, when there's no sun, plants are like this, right? And then as soon as the sun comes out, boom, they just pop out and the oil comes out of them. And then that's when we can cut them. And then that's when we can distill them and make them into essential oils.
Wow, sounds like a great business, but also lifestyle. And also you can explore different parts of the world and understand which part of the world provide you with the local plants, which help us on different issues we might have. Mm-hmm. So sounds very amazing. Lorrie, thank you so much for sharing your talent, your experience. I think many people who are never heard about this before, now they can consider. People who are already very curious, now they have you in our community, so they can reach out to you and really get into and use as your business, or just to learn how to protect yourself and be a healthier person moving forward, which is, we all for sure understand now how health is important. Lorrie, mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on. And I can't wait to meet everybody in the group.